All right. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Tea Time Tuesday. Excited to be here with all of you. Please make sure to share and like this broadcast as you're coming on. Let's get those numbers up and let's share with somebody and let them know that we are on the air. The Renewal Center's Tea Time Tuesdays on the air. Welcome, Tea Time community. Good afternoon, everyone. Please remember to like and share, and you can join us over there on YouTube as well, where we're broadcasting live and streaming live from YouTube. We're glad that you're here, glad to see you, and looking forward to another great session of Tea Time this afternoon. Again, welcome to Tea Time Tuesday, where we pause, reset, and build resilience. Just glad to be here with all of you, welcoming you on. Let us know, good afternoon, and let us know what's up with you. What are you drinking this afternoon? What are you having? And are you in exciting in anticipation of this Tuesday's tea time? All right. So we always do. We have our awarenesses that we recognize each and every Tuesday. And so this month we're recognizing, good afternoon, Monique. This month we're recognizing and honoring minority mental health awareness. July is Minority Mental Health Awareness Month. And so we want to make sure that we are, again, embracing good mental health and having mental health awareness amongst minorities. So this is important. So the Renewal Center, we're honoring Minority Mental Health Awareness Month for the month of July. Again, everybody, welcome to Tea Time Tuesdays. Glad to have you here. Glad to see you. This is a beautiful afternoon here. And so we're just welcome. What are you having this afternoon for coffee, tea, water? And speaking of what are you having, the Renewal Center tea of the week is lemon tea. What is your tea of choice? This week, where our tea of the week is lemon tea. And just to let you know a little bit about lemon tea, it is an inflammatory breakfast tea. It helps to boost your immune system, enhancing your metabolism, and it also regulates your digestive system as well. So it is a great tea to have. I love lemon. I love lemon water, lemon tea, anything with lemons I love. And it's a remarkable way also of doing away at any type of toxins that may be in your liver. So it's a great benefit with the citrus of drinking lemon tea. I see, Renita, you're having water today. Having water. I am also having a nice fresh glass of water this afternoon. I don't have any tea or any coffee, just water. So go ahead and share with us what you're having this morning. What are you having over there, Carmela?
Oh, I have turmeric tea. I have golden milk today.
Okay. Turmeric tea. All right. That sounds great. All
good.
right. So refreshing. I have my water. And so as you're sharing what tea you're having, please, okay, Belinda says she's having water. All right. It's the same here. Refreshing water. Can't go wrong with water during these summer times of the month. It's hot and water is refreshing and hydrating. And so as we go into our tea time, as we always do, we take a moment to pause. This is where we take a moment to pause and locate ourselves. So all of our regular tea time community, you know what this means. We take a time to just kind of relax our muscles, relax our shoulders, and just begin to just take a couple of deep breaths in and exhaling out, just taking a moment to do that. So we're going to go ahead and locate ourselves right now for a few moments. All right. Thank you all. Good afternoon. And we just located ourselves. Carmela, I tell you, those trees look absolutely relaxing with the wind blowing and the trees. It just kind of envisioned
Yes.
myself being there, sitting, on the beach or something and just looking up or looking at those trees. It made me feel very
Mhm.
relaxed. So I
Mhm, I do
appreciate
too.
the trees. I'm sorry, the trees. They're absolutely beautiful. Again, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Tea Time. And I'm going to go ahead and get into our session. I see Monique is having water. I am having water as well. Tell us what you're having this afternoon as we go ahead and get ready to get into our tea time session for today.
Thank you. Thank you, Hope. We're so excited that you all are joining us today. Good afternoon, Michelle. Thank you for joining us. And Belinda is joining us saying, yes, so she must have really liked the trees too. Thank you, Belinda.
Yeah.
And Michelle, she's having water too. So everybody is hydrating with water today. I have to get on the kick, and I had my water earlier, so I'm gonna have to keep me a little stash here when we do tea time. But it's good to see everybody today. Hope everybody's having a good Tuesday afternoon. We're gonna dive right in to our Tea Time Tuesday renewal practice today, and I wanted to bring you today a practice that I think that we all could use. I'm going to start off with fostering a growth mindset. Go ahead and invite others to join us today because we all can glean from having a growth mindset. And as you can see on the picture, if you look on the picture, there's this luscious and scrumptious looking buffet over there to the left, and
Yeah.
buffet, yeah, with an array of food that looks good and delicious and all of that. And I was trying to get this to a point where we're looking at this is really engaging. I see a remark coming in. Let me go ahead and put that up. Yes, our executive director. Hello, Patrick. He's saying growth mindset. Yes, we're going to be diving into that. And hello, Nicole. Glad you got your coffee. And so we're going to move on with our renewal practice today. I'm going to show that slide one more time before we get started. Growth mindset, fostering a growth mindset. How many of you have gone to an outstanding restaurant and you've seen all the good food and it's just a beautiful display and impeccable service? My mind goes back to a lot of good restaurants. I know you're a traveler, and so I know you go to some really nice restaurants, and you look at the service, especially those really nice ones that have good buffet, everything's on it, everything's laid out for us. And as a matter of fact, I could list a lot of different places that I've been, other countries, other places, other restaurants that we've been to that we can have good memories of. So I'm going somewhere with this today, guys, and I'm showing this particular buffet. If you would keep this in mind as we go forth talking about fostering a growth mindset. And, we all have enjoyed the trimmings and all that stuff from a buffet. You go, the whole experience. How about you? The whole experience about a good
I enjoy the
place.
experience. Yes,
Huh?
and I said I enjoy the experience, the good customer service,
Yeah. Yeah.
and yeah, it's good to have that good experience when you're partaking in a meal. So yes, I enjoy it, definitely.
Yes. I'm so excited. Oh, excuse me. Hope I didn't mean to keep that slide up. Let me get that slide down there. So
Oh no.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the things that you talked about and you just mentioned is exactly what I'm going to be sharing. It's the experiences that we remember, when we go to these restaurants. And I know we use metaphors and we use a lot of analogies here, on Tea Time to just relay the messages and everything. But as I think about a good restaurant and all of this, it's an experience. Because we've all been
Yes.
to some that weren't all that, but to have a good experience, you leave there like, I got to go back. Man, I got to go back and just, come back and share this with others. And then what it does is your perspective on fine dining changes, doesn't it? And you're like,
Yes,
you start
absolutely.
looking at your expectation, it just goes up a little bit more. And today I want to talk about our topic being fostering a growth mindset. it's really interesting that we're going to be talking about this today because this is an important topic. At the Renewal Center, we're always talking about different things here concerning our tenants to stop, pause, reset, build resilience. And all of them point to the way we think and, how we can grow because we want to grow. And so it's all about growing and from where we are. And so I want to talk about the fact that growth is inevitable, you guys, whether it's, good experience or not so good experience. I think we can grow according to whatever we continually feed ourselves. So if you think about that buffet, you're feeding yourself something good, you're grabbing something good off of that. But the one thing I really love about fostering a growth mindset is that it pushes us to become better. It pushes us to become and do things better. And then how we can positively navigate with the experiences that we've had in our lives, right? And so I think this is a really profound statement that I'm going to show you from Arthur Ashe. This really jumped out at me when I thought about mindset, growth mindset. And so I'm going to share this quote with you today. It says, start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. And I highlighted those words, start, use, and do, because those are all action words. And those are words that we can focus on. I know Tea Time Tuesday, you guys are looking at this, but what does this resonate in you when you see this quote? Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. So while you're thinking of that, I'm going to just share the fact that when I look at the word start, it makes me think about initiating a new beginning, always starting something or initiating a task. And then if you use what you have, it's talking about resources and cultivating. The word do, it really draws us into implementing and getting going. So Hope, you can dive in at any point in time. What jumps out with you when you see this? Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. That quote from Arthur Ashe.
Well, when I look at it, it eliminates, I see a couple of things. I was just reflecting on the statement. And the first thing it says, start where you are. So that right there kind of, for me, it eliminates looking at a current circumstance or situation that we may see as something of a reason to not start. And so when I see that, it's kind of like an accountability. And it's also kind of like start where you are. It kind of, for me, eliminates excuses of why I cannot start. Because then when you look at the next part of the statement, it says, use what you have. So meaning that whatever I have, it may not be the full gruff of what I think I need to have, but what I have at the moment is important in moving forward. So basically maximizing what I have right now, meaning that, okay, maybe I'm thinking I need to have 10 or something, or all of this particular, things, and I may only have a portion of it. The important part is to use what I have in my hands currently. And then, as you move forward, things begin to progress and it begins to get bigger. And so you have to start. And so it's, for me, when I look at that, it's kind of like having a vision or a dream or a mission that I can constantly keep talking about. But if I keep looking at my situation and circumstances, sometimes I'll never do it and I'll never implement. This right here, for me, gives me a challenge to know that I need to go ahead and move forward in what I have, and know and understand as I'm moving forward, things will change, things will shift, and things will cultivate, and things will grow. And so it's a very encouraging quote there. And it also, for me, gives that, sometimes we can give 1,000 reasons of why I'm not going to start. I can give 1,000, but this statement just says start and use what you have. And so that is just for me, a not only just to look at, but just to be able to move forward in what is before me and to utilize what I currently have.
This is amazing. And Hope put a lot of nuggets in there. She started off with accountability, and you had some people coming behind you, Hope, Renita's saying, it makes me think of action and movement, just what you were saying, it's the
Yes.
get up, it's the get up and to do it. And it's something about growth mindset is not being stagnant. And that's what I get from you when you were just sharing, when you're growing, of course, when we're growing. And one thing, as I was doing this renewal practice and getting things together today, one thing that's stuck out in my mind the most was you're going to grow regardless. It just depends on what you're planting, what you're eating, what you're receiving from your experiences. And I love the fact that you were saying that you have to get up and go and get moving and to set forth. And so we look at this, a growth mindset is not being stagnant, as Hope was saying. You got to start where you are at. Uh, you know, Being stagnant means you're not going to glean from any past experiences to grow at all. And it's never too late to use what you already have. And so we're going to talk about that. Let's look at that picture again. The buffet, we're going to be focusing on that picture, that buffet. And I want you to keep in your mind about starting, about using, about these action words, about doing what you can with your resources that you already have. I see some remarks coming in here. Let's see. Oh, okay. You want to take these, Hope?
Monique says a step-by-step process.
Yes.
Take initiative.
I love this.
Growth mindset views obstacles as opportunities for productivity.
Yes. Thank you, Patrick, Monique, and Michelle, and Renita, for all of those, for sharing, your takeaways already about growth mindset, because in order for us to grow, we got to start somewhere to look at the experiences that we've had. And so how do we do that? Let's look at where we would go next. So if we were asked, what is growth mindset? I would say growth mindset in a nutshell, it implies that we can draw from experiences to help us grow in a positive way. What does this mean to you, tea timers out there? I want to throw this question out to all of our tea timers. I'm gonna say this again. A growth mindset, if you think about that, it really implies that we draw from that buffet, that we draw from the experiences, or it's good or bad, in order for us to grow. It's so meaningful when we do that, because now we're looking at, well, we'll get to that in a few minutes, but I just wanted to I want to ask you, tea timers, to really think about this and put this in the chat. What do you think determines a growth mindset? What do you think really determines somebody that has a growth mindset, or your growth mindset? Now, while you're thinking of that, I'm going to go ahead, and there's somebody else that's chiming in. Oh, Patrick. Thank you, Patrick. He's saying it's a very good reminder to start where we are. Thank you. Yes. You are welcome. We got to start. We have to take the initiative, otherwise we'll be standing on the sidelines. And even though we've had experiences in our lives, it's important that we can glean from them. So while you're thinking, what do you think determines a growth mindset? If you take a look at the buffet, if you were to look at this buffet, I'm going to put the picture back up while you're thinking. Think of growth mindset as a buffet, and your life experiences, yesterday, today, last week, the things that you've encountered in your life. What do you think determines a growth mindset based off of all the experiences that we encounter every day? Hope, please jump in at any point in time if you need
I
to
was
share.
thinking, because I'm glad you showed the buffet, because you're specifically saying a buffet. Like a buffet is different. It's a different experience than the analogy of just like eating and someone serving. The thing about a buffet is when you're getting a buffet, you get the food and then you keep moving. So a growth mindset is continued movement. I can't stand, at the buffet, and I know we're using an analogy here, but I can't stand at the buffet in just the one section, because you're saying a buffet, and just stand there and just, okay, I don't know, holding up everybody else. So it's
out.
Yeah. And so it's movement. A growth mindset is movement. According to the image and the analogy that we're using. that it is
Mhm.
consistent movement. And even with that movement, sometimes if I'm not moving forward in a growth mindset with continued movement, it can hinder other people that may be behind me, with
Ooh.
moving forward as well. So it's consistent place of movement to move forward, despite what is going on. And that's what I think about when you say growth mindset. I think about movement, continued
Mm.
moving.
This is good. I hope you guys are really gleaning from that, and something that I'm like, okay, this is really getting good already. I mean, we're looking at the analogy of the buffet. There's a lot of things on the buffet. There's a lot to choose from, and and you're getting and you're gleaning and you're adding this thing to your plate. Use that as an analogy, as that plate being, okay, I'm adding this to where I am now. I'm going to consume this. I'm going to try this. I'm going to experience what it tastes like, what it looks like, all of these things. We can also use that as a point of reference to think what determines our growth mindset. We got some really good remarks coming in, and
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and put this. Monique is coming up with something. She's sharing, we determine our growth based on our decision and choices. And there it
Mm-hmm.
is. Because at a buffet, like you said, you don't just stand there and look at everything. You stand there, you kind of calculate what you're looking at, and then you decide, and then you choose. That's an action, what you're going
Yeah.
to select, and then you move forward and with that. And so I
Mm-hmm.
agree with Monique. We determine our growth is based on all the decisions and the choices that we make. You
Yes.
want to take the rest of these, the next couple of
Sure.
these?
Nichelle says being receptive to change.
Mm-hmm. We got to change. It's something new that's happening. Thank you. And here's Patrick. Hope.
Okay. Patrick says my attitude first, then adapting where needed so I can advance. My attitude has determined my growth in life.
This is good because Monique came and she said, we determine. So that if you think about what determine, it's like your own determination of where you're going to end up or when you're going to do or what you're going to receive really comes from you making a choice and decision.
Mhm.
And then Patrick comes and says your attitude is how you
Mhm.
feel about it, your perspective about
Mhm.
what you're looking at, and adapting
That's
to
good.
change. And this is really good. I appreciate these remarks coming in. Nichelle, she's saying trying new things by stepping out of our comfort zone or default mode. That determines your growth mindset. So these are some good remarks here. Patrick's coming back. He says, when I don't have the right attitude, I won't embrace challenges and failures accurately. We're talking about growth here on a Tuesday afternoon. I mean, because all of these factors, our experiences in life and the things that we encounter and how we perceive them, all of these things add up into how we are going to, like we've been saying, move forward in any kind of capacity. It depends on our attitude and how we see the good things and the bad things. Oh,
Yes.
this is really good. Would you like to take Francis, because we got a lot coming in here?
Sure. A growth mindset can be determined by the belief that our abilities can be further developed through continuous effort and bouncing back from challenges.
Mm.
That's good. It's resilience. That's
Mm-hmm.
good. Hmm.
Resilience. And
Hmm.
I love that, Francis, especially when you were saying it's determined by belief. And once again, what we believe, what we determine, Patrick is
Hmm.
saying our attitude, like Monique was saying, it's our choices. And now Francis is coming with the belief, you know, um, and it's really, and one of the things she's saying is a continuous effort to bounce back, and that's resilience. And we
Yes.
learn by the different things that we encounter. So I appreciate the we're having such some good
Yes.
remarks today.
They're great
um
interaction. Yes.
would you like to take Anita's?
Sure. I also consider that the buffet presents plenty of options. You have to make choices of what's good for you as well as what you enjoy. You make those choices and move forward. There may also be options that may not be helpful for you. You leave those items there. In other words, take what you need, do what you need to do to grow. Do what you need to do to grow.
Mm. Tea timers, you guys got y'all dropping some really good knowledge and nuggets today about about growth mindset. And as I was looking at growth mindset, of course, you guys know growth mindset is so broad. I mean, Hope and I could bring a lot of nuggets to the table today, but right now we're going to focus just on a few items. There, today I want to narrow it down to 5 ways of having a growth mindset and how it produces opportunities for us. So I'm going to go ahead and share this with everybody. Let's take a look here. If we look at how do we look at growth mindset, a lot of us have already shared as our belief, as the system, our belief system, our attitude, the choices that we make, trying to bounce back, how we adapt to change. I think Michelle was even mentioning change is so very important. So if we have all these elements, and like Renita said, you're at a buffet and you see all these different things and all of those things, what do we do with all of that? And how do we produce opportunities by having a growth mindset? The first one is expansion.
Mm-hmm.
Expansion. When I think about expansion, we're able to think larger, think bigger, and it expands our awareness and enlarges our awareness. Mm-hmm. And having a growth mindset helps us to see beyond where we are. I think it helps us to know that we can cultivate. It keeps us in a perpetual place of wanting to know more. When I think about expansion and growth mindset, and I look at the buffet, and I go to the buffet and I think of all of these different experiences in life and all of that, what it does is it expands my awareness. Growth mindset in general, it expands and it pushes me to know more. It pushes me to learn more. I want to go beyond the scope of what I already know. And I think this is a really great place, like you said, to start, to initiate movement in our lives. Mm-hmm. And that means that growth mindset is going to push us to open up to new experiences. I think I saw somebody that shared that, to learn some new things. And then look at the areas that we've encountered. How can we tweak them? How can we make adjustments in our lives? I mean, I think of a lot of different things that I've walked through the last month or the last year, and they've impacted me in different ways. But I can learn from them, either if they were challenging or not. Well, how can I tweak or fine tune myself or fine tune the way that I am? And how can I make adjustments to move forward? That's growing. So now let's look at the first one again. The first one to growth mindset and how it produces opportunity. You have a more opportunity to expand your awareness about who you are and what you want to do. And number 2, improvement. Now, I love improvement because we can always grow and become better. I don't believe that, we can become stagnant, like you said. We can stay and look at that buffet and then we're holding up progress because we're just standing there and we're not doing anything. But I think we all have the capacity to improve. How many of you tea timers, I'm just asking, how many of you tea timers can learn through and foster growth through trial and error? I want you to think about trial and error and overcoming setbacks. If we have trial and error, think about that. We may have to go back to the drawing board again and develop some new strategy because it didn't work the first time. Maybe we stepped out in something and it flopped, or maybe it was great. Maybe it was a success. But then we think about how can we learn from both of those things through trial and error. We can always improve. Come on, Hope. I see you want to say something. You can go ahead and share something.
I'm just listening and I'm taking notes from some of the comments that were made. But with growth mindset and willing to make change. If you can put that slide back up one more time for me. Okay, so I like how, I'm looking at all of them and how you have them like just lined up there. But, even in the part regarding improvement, I have to be willing to, how is my attitude towards improving?
Mm-hmm. Mm,
Improvement is always made available, but am I willing to do it? Am I willing to try
mm.
something new, come out of my comfort zone, go back
Ooh,
to
yeah,
the drawing board and make the adjustments that's needed?
yeah.
Am I open to do it? Because it's all about like a mindset. It starts with a mindset. So if my mind, my attitude is willing to receive improvement and changes, then I'll be able to actually see them, be able to manifest in what I'm doing and when I'm growing. So I
Mhm,
consider,
mhm.
every situation as an opportunity to improve,
Yeah.
not to be perfect, but to do things in excellence. And there's always areas for improvement and growth. It's about for me, it's about the mindset of, am I wanting to receive the understanding on what is needed to improve?
That's
And
it.
so it's about my
That's it.
mindset and my attitude towards improvement.
Mm. I agree with that because trial and error is going to push you to a place of, okay, either you can learn by trial and error, or you could just like have experience and don't learn anything from it or don't glean
Yes.
anything from it. And
Yes.
it helps you become more productive in what you're doing and how you're thinking. I agree with what you were saying. This is just amazing. Thank you for sharing that, Hope, because we have to take the initiative to go beyond where we are. And if we have to go back to the drawing board, then we go back to the drawing board and we start again. Tea timers, I see you guys are putting some things in the chat. Let me ask you a question. What do you think is the benefit of trial and error? You know, you try, or you might have, you're taking a risk,
Yeah.
with the experience in your life. What do you think is the benefit, of trial and error? And while you're doing that, we're going to go to the responses that just came in. Wow, this is really good. Nichelle.
I believe my greatest times of growth came through trial and error.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for sharing, Michelle. Patrick says trial and error shows what I am made of and how I react or respond. Thank you,
Mm-hmm.
Patrick. Nicole says often we associate growth with addition, but sometimes the leading subtraction of things, people, places, etc., can do just as much to develop our growth mindset.
Thank you. Thank you for
Thank you
sharing
so
that.
much. Thank you so much for sharing that. Good stuff
If we can
coming
just
in.
Yeah. If we can narrow in she was saying, it's not always about what we add, but sometimes it's what we take away and
Hmm.
subtract. And
Yeah.
like, this is not working. I need to
Hmm.
tweak this. I need to add
Hmm.
this, or I need to
Yeah.
like adjust this. And I
Hmm.
like how she shared it could be anything, the people, things, places. It is all helpful and meaningful for our development and growth mindset. This is some good nuggets everybody is sharing today. Monique is saying trial and error provides opportunity for reflection and exploration. Yes. And what did I learn from the experience? And what will I take with me as I move forward? That goes back to what are we selecting and what are we looking at? And in our experiences, are we using trial and error as a benefit to help us move forward because we can always improve? I think you sharpen what you're not always just 100%. You can always add more and become better in everything. And so I like these remarks. One of the things that I learned about trial and error is that it makes us more creative. um, it generates new ideas. Trial and
Hmm.
error helps us discover things that we never discovered before.
Yes.
And again, it increases our resilience when we have situations that are challenging, because not every situation or experience is grand. So it helps us, and we may become more wiser just because of it, just because of trial and error. So I think this is really great. Frances is coming in with a remark, and she says trial and error builds perseverance and enhance problem solving skills.
Mhm.
Absolutely. We're going to talk about that in a few seconds here. Thank you for sharing that, Francis. So we looked at the fact that, um, mindset, growth mindset, how it produces opportunity through expansion, improvement, and now courage. Courage is confidence, right? A growth mindset may push us to be brave in areas we never thought we could. I mean, we tend to learn because we are actually doing it. It pushes us out. Our comfort zone might be right here, but a growth mindset, I'm going to try this. I'm going to be brave and step out and whatever it might be, and just try this new thing.
Yeah.
It pushes us out of our comfort zone to implement and discover something, try something new, a new method, a new technique, how we engage people, our relationship to business, or it could be family, or it could be what you're doing in front of you, or you can learn from these past experiences to help us be more courageous. You want to share something?
No, I'm just agreeing with what you're saying and thinking about, all the great engagement that we're receiving regarding this growth mindset. This is really good. But, you were speaking about courage, and, with courage, for me, it's the capacity to move beyond my fears, move beyond my comfort zone.
Yeah.
It's actually sometimes for me, sometimes a discomfort is encouragement for me. I know that may sound a little odd, but sometimes the discomfort or pressure encourages me to keep moving forward. And so even when we're having courage, it's just the ability, that the attitude that I may have, and a mindset I have towards moving forward despite of, and also encouraging myself, even with that first quote that you put up, that's encouragement. It's saying start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. And the part about do what you can, it means that it eliminates kind of all the rules of stipulations, that self-imposed stipulations that I may have upon myself, and it's courage to move forward, even in trying situations. So it's my attitude toward myself. It's my attitude toward myself and my mindset of being able to move forward, in my thought processes of being encouraged. Sometimes we have to have the courage to move out, and it can be difficult. And so it takes, just how my self-talk as well. How am I speaking to myself, to encourage myself to move forward as well.
Thank you, Hope. That is so good. I mean, really, it does. If you really, really think about it, courage and bravery, confidence, all of that is a big thing about our growth mindset, because now it pushes us, it puts us in a place, like Hope said, it's a good place to be uncomfortable. That's what I got from what you're saying, because it stretches you to do something different. You may be challenged, and you may change in a good area. It really might sharpen you. Just that little level of discomfort may push you to become a better communicator. It may push you to think different. All of these things, it's just amazing how that can become a benefit, just being courageous and having bravery. Thank you for sharing that. And so as we were thinking about those things, growth mindsets that produce opportunities, we talked about expansion, improvement, and courage. What about viewing possibilities? There's a benefit as we look at mindset, growth mindset, because now you welcome opportunities to learn. It pushes you beyond your limitations. It pushes you, when you think about that, it pushes you to the point where you say, I can do it. So it increases that level of faith. It increases that area of positivity. After looking at some of your experiences, you can view mindset. Positive mindset helps you to grow in the area of viewing possibilities here. And then number 5, perseverance and tenacity. We had a tea timer that shared about having perseverance earlier. And it's, I think Frances mentioned that. It was really good. I think she said trial and error builds perseverance. And so I like the fact that it does, because a growth mindset produces opportunities for tenacity, because learning from prior experiences, it helps us to bounce back and become more tenacious. The more you trial and error, the more you learn from experiences. You're like, okay, woo, I scraped my knee, not physically, but maybe I didn't do well in that area, or maybe I did. So now I'm more tenacious to go after learning more or becoming more. And so and that's growing. And so this is really good. So I'm going to show this one more time. Growth mindset produces opportunities for us to expand, to improve, to have courage, to look at new possibilities, to persevere, and to be tenacious. So let's wrap this up. Before we do, there's a couple of comments coming in. Here's Michelle. Michelle.
No, she said that's good, Hope. Thank you. I agree about pressure. It will reveal what's inside us. Absolutely.
And then Monique.
Monique says, I always raised the bar for my students. It took courage to believe in their abilities to perform and learn at the highest level in spite of what challenges or barriers existed.
Thank you, Monique.
That's good.
That is good, because something that she says, raising the bar.
Yes.
So as you're raising the bar, even though you're having challenges, you're setting a goal for yourself to move beyond what you see, to go beyond. And that's perseverance and tenacity. I think this is amazing. Thank you for sharing that. We've really having some great engagement today. Yeah. We're going to wrap this up. Hope, there's some, before we do, I want y'all to think of some experiences in your life journey as being on a buffet. Just think about all the buffet, everything on the buffet. That's your journey. What's on your buffet? What are the experiences that you have encountered in life? You can use them as a check in with yourself on how you want to move forward in any area. So let's look at and identify experiences positively that feed you. Because when you're at a buffet, you're getting things that's going to feed you, is going to help you, it's going to provide sustenance to help you grow. So we can do that by doing these things. So here's our renewal practices for today. Identify. When we're fostering a growth mindset, ask yourself, what's on your buffet of experiences that you can draw from? So you think about all of the challenges, think about all of the milestones, think about all of the growth experiences, the growth spurs, all of these things that we've acquired over the years, the months, and our different seasons of our lives. If we can identify what's on our buffet of experiences, we can then use those experiences to draw from to help us grow. So then you think about those things. I think this is amazing. And number two, if we think about the next thing, it would be this: cultivate. Now, we think about growth. That's like a garden. That's like crops, all that stuff. You still gotta get in there and do the work. Just like Hope was saying, we were talking about earlier, you got to get up and do. So we take some things from the buffet, right? Which selection of my experiences bring value to me? Really think about that piece. How was the experience meaningful to me and impactful, that it encourages me positively? How does it foster growth? How does it foster a growth mindset? If we see experiences as good resources, it's like fertilizer. So as we cultivate, we look at the things from the buffet as resources, as fertilizer that we use to help us grow. Like you said, if we're just standing there looking at it and not putting any of our experiences in motion or using or gleaning from them, then it's good resource that's kind of going to waste. So we can learn a lot from our experiences and use it as fertilizer and use it as a resource. And then the last one, Hope, you want to say something?
No, I was agreeing with you. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Our next and last one we want to talk about is take action. That's what we started with when we talked about Arthur Ashe's quote. Fostering a growth mindset, you got to make a start with the new resources that you have. So take action. Make a new start with your new resources, those resources that you pull from the buffet, those experiences. It helps you to move forward by taking initiative. So it's all about taking initiative. Growth mindset is really broad, but we were able to narrow some things down today that could help us glean from what we've been learning. Last time we talked about the imposter syndrome, and Patrick came and shared about a lot of those things, and Hope came to us before with a lot of renewal practices. We've been bringing renewal practices so we can take those renewal practices, look at our experiences that we've encountered in life, and then do a check-in on how we can utilize these as fertilizer and resources to cultivate growth mindset in our lives. So I'm going to go back to the first quote once again, and just let's look at this again. Start where you are. We can always start. We can always begin again. It just means that we just could take initiative to look at the life experiences that we just encountered. Either they were good, favorable, or maybe they weren't so favorable. Maybe they were challenges that really challenged us. It could also be what Hope said. Maybe we're in a tight situation that pushes us out of our comfort zone, but we can start where we are to learn from that. Use what you already have. We have life experiences that are at our fingertips as resources that we can use as fertilizer, and then do the work. Do what you can. May not have to do much. Matter of fact, I think that's what you were mentioning when you opened up. You may not be able to do much, but you have something to work with. And so I really believe that fostering a growth mindset is doable if we start where we are. Look at the buffet. I know we were talking about that buffet. And like we said earlier, some of us has been to some beautiful dining. We've had fine dining, everything laid out for us. And it's all about selecting some of the good things that we could take from that to help us grow. And then we went to some places maybe wasn't all that favorable. Maybe, just wasn't for us. But the experience we might could learn from that. Well, how can I change things or adjust things through trial and error, trying something different, trying something new. So I hope these renewal practices today will add some value to your growth mindset experience, because we all got experiences that we can grow from. Every day gives us some experience, kind of pinches us or pushes us in a place, where we kind of feel awkward or outside of our comfort zone, but it still kind of gives us a new avenue to go to the buffet and look at, I want to grow. So what experiences have I had that can help me grow in a better way? Hope you have anything you want to share?
Oh, no, I just want to share that this has been a great Tea Time Tuesday session, and all the comments and the engagement from everybody. I was able to take some notes from a lot of the comments that came in, and looking forward to applying this as well to my own life. And just this has been a great tea time, Carmela, in a way of continuing to build our tea time community with understanding growth mindset.
Thank you, Hope. And so we're going to close out today with really a chance for you to become a part of what we're doing here at the Renewal Center as we bring content to you. This is a great place for you to join in with us, and how you can support the Renewal Center. So Hope is going to take us into that and what we're doing here at the Renewal Center.
Absolutely. So today, if you would like to join us for Giving Tuesday, join us in this giving season as we give together. Join us for Giving Tuesdays. This is a part of our Tea Time community. This is an opportunity for you to be able to connect to the Renewal Center. And we also have our Summer Giving Challenge. We invite you to join us for this, the Renewal nonprofit organization. And we invite you to join us with the various ways that we have here to give for our continued programming and expansion. We have several ways that you can give here that's located here on the screen as well. And we invite you to connect with the vision of the Renewal Center by sowing a financial seed. Also, we ask that you download the mobile app as well. That way you can stay connected to everything that we're doing here at the Renewal Center, and all our programs and things that we offer. And we'll speak a little later about some things that we have coming up. So we want you to stay connected by downloading the app to receive notifications on everything that we're doing. Stay connected with us so that you can see what's going on. And we invite you for this summer's Giving Challenge with the opportunity to be able to give with one of our various forms of giving that you can use to sow. So we invite you to do that. Also, we invite you tomorrow. We have Reformative Summer Prayer. We invite you for a time of prayer. And this Reformative Prayer starting at 7:30 p.m. Invite someone to come. We have had last month, we were off to a great start, and we are looking forward to continue to move forward in Reformative Summer Prayer. So we invite you. You can sign up by going on our on our social media pages. hitting the link. It's the same link for Reforming Culture, and you just can come in and be a part of this time of prayer as we come together as reformers and pray for the summer. Again, it's going to be tomorrow, our July session at 7:30 p.m. So we look forward to you joining us and invite someone to come. Now, this is one of our programs here, the Renewal Center, where Grief Recovery webinar. We're inviting you to join us on Friday, August the 30th at 7:30 at 7 p.m. Actually, August 30th is National Grief Awareness Day. And so we invite you to come and join us for getting an understanding regarding grief and the services and program that we provide with grief recovery in our GPS as we navigate through grief. If you know anyone who needs this, or anyone who wants to know more information about maybe the basics of what grief is and what we offer at the Renewal Center, they can join us for this time. And as a matter of fact, when we are done with our tea time, I challenge you to go over to our page and go ahead and register to join us for this free webinar on Friday, August the 30th at 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. This is being held virtually, and it is free. And we invite you to come along as we navigate grief and understanding grief. And our program highlights our GPS program and our grief recovery information as well. So we're looking forward to you registering even today. Invite someone today and have them come on and register today. You can go on our page and hit the link and register for our virtual grief recovery webinar. All right. And so attention, ladies, the Renewal Center's Women at the Well Bible Study Series is going to be this Saturday, July 13th. It's Becoming a Woman of Purpose. And we are on with chapter 8. So get ready for this time of fellowship. It's going to be held virtually. Here located on the screen is the information. This is a time where we can come together to understand God's purpose. And it's being led by our very own Pastor Carmela. So come, ladies, a place of refreshing and renewing, where we can just be down to earth and embrace one another for our Women at the Well Bible series. And this is going to be this Saturday, July 13th. Again, it's going to be virtually at 10 a.m. If you have not signed up, please go to our social media pages and hit the link to sign up so that you can be a part of this great time for ladies. We invite you to join us for the Women at the Well Bible Study Series. And then we invite you to join us for our New You Digital Discipleship, which is held on Sundays at 10 a.m. with the Renewal Center team. Please join us. Invite someone to come. We are looking forward to having a great fellowship with you all. Again, on Sunday mornings, the New You Digital Discipleship. If you're already a part of it, we invite you to invite someone else. And if you've never come to a New You Digital Discipleship, we're inviting you to come to Digital Discipleship as we move forward in releasing the Word of God Sundays at 10 a.m. And so we're thankful for you all. Again, that is our announcements. And remember, if you want to know more about our announcements, please download the mobile app. It's so many phenomenal features on the mobile app that'll keep you connected. That'll keep you connected to our tea time. You can view our past tea times by going on our mobile app and hitting the YouTube, and it'll take you right to YouTube, and you can view our previous tea time sessions that we've had.
Yes, this is exciting. Thank you, Hope. I know you guys should be ready to sign up for all of these things. We can't wait to see you at these different programs. So we're looking forward to that. And just want to close out today with we have a few remarks that came in, some takeaways, I guess. Let's see what we have. Michelle is saying, wonderful tea time. Okay. I'm all about growth. I make it a daily habit to grow in some capacity. Thank you. And then Monique, thank you for this rich topic. Excellent renewal practices today. Thank you. Well, we're excited. Hope and I want to say thank you to all of our Tea Time community just for joining us today. Once again, before we head out, just want to share this quote one more time. Put this in your Noah today as you go forward on a Tuesday afternoon. Start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. And so this is really great spending time with you all today. We're going to go ahead and sign off for now. As we always say, I am Renewal. Take care of each other. Have a great Tuesday afternoon.
Bye, everybody.